Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another computer/technology lesson with Mrs. Edwards. I hope you all had a great week, and I hope you're ready for us to pick up with talking about extra internet safety rules. Today, we're going to be talking about passwords. All right? So passwords are kind of like a key. Okay? If something is locked, you need the specific key to get into it. On the computer, certain usernames need a password to unlock them. All right? Now, in most cases, you set your own password, but you need to make sure you're using a strong password. So the things we're going to look at today are going to talk about how to create strong passwords and why passwords are important. All right, so let me share my screen. And we're going to first start with the password wrap. And after we listen and watch that, we're going to be reading a story all about passwords. It's called Princess Password. Okay, so first let's start by taking a look at the password wrap. Okay.
The NetSmarts Workshop presents UYN, the Password Wrap, a lesson in Internet privacy. PASSWORD. Come on! It's the Password Wrap. Kids, teens, parents, and teachers. It's clicky on the mic with today's main feature. Passwords. We use them every day. Passwords. Here is what I have to say. Why are they important? How do you create one? How can you protect it? I'll show you in a second. Password protects your information, like your home phone number, your age or location. Yep. When you choose one, you have to conceal it. If nobody can guess it, nobody can steal it. Right. Here's the fun part. Yay. You get to create it. Here's an example, and this is how I made it. I didn't include any information, like my name, my age, or my occupation, or my pet's name. What? Easy? No, router, that's way too easy. It has to be at least 8 characters long. Use numbers and letters, mix them up, make a song like NetSmarts is. Number 1, NIN1, I like to run. IL2R, there I'm done. Here it is, check it out. Woo! Man, that was fun. So UYN, remember this song. Use your NetSmarts, make your password strong. It has to be at least 8 characters long. Use numbers and letters, mix them up, make a song. Keep it safe, keep it secret, keep it in your head. You can show it to your parents and tell them what I said. Can you show it to your guardian? Sure, go ahead. But don't tell your friends or anybody else. It's personal stuff. Keep it to yourself. And remember, kids, passwords are cool. Just use your NetSmarts and remember these rules. It's the password wrap. It's the password wrap. It's the password wrap. It's the password wrap. And that's all there is to it. Come on.
All right. So that was a fun way to remember how to, create a password. There's some other videos, if you see them down here, that we'll watch next week. I like to use the NetSmarts Kids characters like Clicky that we just saw because I think they add an extra level of fun to the information that we're going over. Okay, so let me stop sharing so you could just see me. And now we're going to take a look at the ebook that I was talking about. Okay, so there are pictures that go with it. So I will share that with you so you can see the pictures. And when we're reading a story, we're quiet and we're listening. Okay. So this is called The Princess Password, The Princess's Password. And we can see the hands here, so we can see it's actually Clicky holding the book. All right. Clicky took out a book, for it was the time to entertain everyone with a tale and a rhyme. Router nudged Nettie. Okay, Router's the dog. Nettie, this is Nettie, if you didn't remember from the previous story, to join in on the fun. But till her castle was finished, she would have none. Not now, buddy, she shooed Router away. I can't wait to get in my virtual castle and play. And if we look here on the screen, it looks like she is playing some kind of a princess game. And we can see Webster and Clicky over here to the side. Nettie entered her password to the game real quick. She was the princess of a kingdom with one little click. So we see she has a username here. And I know in person classes, we talked about that sometimes a password comes up as dots or stars so that the person next to you can't see what it is. And then she's clicking login. Meanwhile, Clicky began and the gang was all ears. This one's about a princess who ended up in tears. She learned the hard way that to protect all that's hers, her password would have to be private and never transferred. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. After all, this castle was splendid and anything but small. 5 stone towers flew the princess's crest, a big sugary cinnamon bun on a proud eagle's chest. Far off in the distance, it was easy to see. Knights were battling dragons, villagers shouting with glee. Oh, Team Dragon over here. Then we have them fighting. Okay. Inside the castle walls, it was equally grand, and the princess was busy making sweets by hand. Sticky cinnamon buns baked in 10 new ovens only cost her a gold coin, of which she had dozens. Yeah, look, she got a bunch of gold coins. Then the princess got tired and laid on her bed. So soft, like I'm lying on clouds, she said. She blew a kiss to Prince Charming before dozing off, but was woken by a dust storm that made her cough. Oh, see, she has Prince Charming posters all over her bedroom. She must really like cinnamon buns because like they're all over her bed spread. Must be her design of choice. The princess looked around her room in dismay. Her piles of gold coins had turned into hay. From the fireplace she noticed a rotten smell, where a mean old dragon did suddenly dwell. She found herself lying on a loaf of stale bread. Then Prince Charming grew a snout instead. Oh, the dread. Look, her posters changed, her bed's all changed, and look at these. But all these things were forgivable, all were fine. That is until somebody crossed the line and messed up with the princess's dress and crown. They were covered in fleas. They were dirty and brown. Oh no, look, she got like dirt everywhere. Hey, shouted Nettie from across the room. Someone hacked in my account. Look at this castle of doom. Clicky looked on, Router and Webster too. They all knew what, but they didn't know who. Nettie said, I'm always so careful with my password protection. I don't even give my friends that information. How did they get Nettie's password? Webster asked. And look how they changed everything so fast. Oh. Nettie cried, now my pretty castle is a dragon's nest. I can't believe this happened. Just look at my dress. She's actually playing the game that they were reading the story about. Then Nettie revealed the root of these events so strange. It's been 1 year since my last password change. I must make a new password. There's no time to wait. My castle's a mess. I need to set everything straight. The princess wiped her tears and stopped being blue. She dug out her cauldron to carefully brew. A mix of numbers, symbols, and letters, large and small. Then the mixture floated up and stuck on the wall. The mixture is coming up. She chose 8 from the brew and entered them in. This password would make her castle what it had been. So remember we talked about the password shows up as stars or circles so that no one else can see it. Okay. Good job, Nettie, Clicky proclaimed. Looks like your castle has been reclaimed. We see the game looks like it did in the beginning now with the pretty princess and, you know, everything's back to the way it was. It's good to remember whenever you're unsure to change your password often and keep it secure. Then Webster asked Clicky to get back to his tale. What happened to the princess? Did she prevail? What about the dragon and the prince's snout? Patience, Clicky replied. I'll get there, no doubt. The end. Look, it's the dragon. He's eating the cinnamon buns. Okay, and then we have the back of the book here with Clicky holding it. So the important thing to remember there was, you know, they're saying you should change your password often. You shouldn't keep your password the same for like a whole year. And that's what Nettie had done. So she realized someone got a hold of her password because she had had it for too long. So someone got it. So she had to change it. So she did the right thing. So let's just talk about a few things. So how can someone find out what your password is? Because we said someone might have got a hold of Nettie's password, but what does that really mean? And here's what the NetSmarts kids say about that. They say if it's not a strong password, someone might be able to guess it. If you write it down, someone might be able to get a hold of it or see it. Also, if you log on to your game from a computer that other people use, like a school computer, or if you go to the library, or if you go to after school program and share computers or devices, and you forget to sign out, they can get it that way too. So you should be very careful with your password and keep it safe. So what are some of the rules that Nettie follows to make her new password? Nettie makes sure that her new password is 8 characters long. So a lot of times if you're making a password for an online website, they do make you make it a certain number length. They said you have to use symbols, uppercase and lowercase letters. And when you create a password, make sure that it follows those rules because in some cases, they won't let you use a password that doesn't have those things. And the reason that you have all those different combinations is it's harder to guess, okay? You can use silly or made up words. It doesn't have to be something specific. You shouldn't put your name in your password because that's easily guessed, all right? So what can Nettie do to prevent someone from getting her password again? Nettie could make a very strong password following those guidelines that's hard to guess and doesn't include any personal information like her name or her home address. And she should change her password every couple of months. Most importantly, she shouldn't share it with anyone but a trusted adult. And we've talked about a trusted adult is your parents, your guardian, someone you live with, okay? So if we follow those password rules, we should be doing just fine. So thanks for viewing. There's no assignment that goes with this today. Just keep these rules in mind when you're creating passwords and like the video for participation points. Bye, and I'll see you all again next week. Thanks.